Can you guys hear me now? Is that a lot better? Okay, perfect. Thank you. I did have my headphones on. I don't know. Maybe it was because I was in the back room. Good morning, I Rock Uggs. Thank you. Okay, I was wondering about this. So I'm going to let a few more people get in so that they don't miss out, because I got off because I was going in and out as I was told. So I'll just wait like to maybe it gets to 75 and then we'll go ahead and go. Hey, relationship chick. I missed y'all too. I was banned for a while and that upset me. So I sent them an email. It was not a nice email. It was very disgusting and nasty. And they gave me my page back because I was banned permanently. Why, I don't know. But, you know. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Elizabeth. All right. So I'm going to, no, I haven't tried StreamYard. I do have Rumble. I'm trying to get most of my followers from here to come on to Rumble so that I can go live, you know. I would definitely do that. Anything to leave TikTok. So if y'all are in here, just go join my Rumble. So I'm going, thank you, Shara. So I'm going to, I guess, pick up where I left off. And I was pretty much saying, what was I saying, y'all? Thank you, Nina. Gee whiz. I don't want to. Well, I'll just start over. So, of course, I was associating this whole situation with the disappearance of Shelley Miscavige, who is David Miscavige's wife, who was a part of the Church of Scientology. And I spoke of the whole association of that and how his wife, Shelley, was starting to question his mental capabilities and his decision making. And of course, they couldn't have that. So she was taken where the young man in part 2, I believe I posted in the series called Kate versus Kate in my page. Excuse me. He said that she was taken there for questioning her husband. So in my opinion, that's where the reprogramming begins. The zapping of the mind takes place. And there is a high possibility that, thank you, Toys McGee. What's up, beloved? That's just the way it is. So there's a high possibility that Kate is going through the same thing. Her husband, Prince William, is going to be crowned king, okay? That is a major role, and if she's not on board with the shit that has to go down in the near future, which is soon to come, thank you, Two Wolves, I appreciate you. If she's not down with the cause, then she's got to be done away with, or her mind's got to be zapped so she could sit down and shut the fuck up. It doesn't mean that's what should happen. That's what's gonna happen, which is why you don't see her right now. They do sinister things behind the scenes because they're not like you and I. They do sinister things behind the scenes because they're not like you and I. They can do whatever, whenever, whomever. They've changed their whole identity. The Windsors are not who we think they are, you know. They are entities that dwell within bodies, and when the body dies, that entity, that spirit that was within them goes somewhere else. So we're going to get to that in a second. But their names aren't even Windsor. They changed their names because they didn't want to be associated with what they were. And they wanted to lie their way through, you know, eternity. they were Saxe Gotha. And Prince Albert changed that. He didn't want his family to be associated with that. And then plus there was what you call the robbing of the throne in a sense. Absolutely, they were German. The name on the account is Gab Gifted. If you look, I don't know. I think when my page was banned, it was taken away from my bio. So I'm gonna add it again. But if you look for Gab Gifted, you'll see it. It's there. But yeah, on Rumble. That's exactly why Harry got away from them damn people. It's very questionable on her looks throughout the years. And I think you said this also. You're welcome, Michelle. Iraq Uggs. You said, is it messing up? Well, Prince Philip's name is Mountbatten. Now, Queen didn't take his last name. She stuck with hers. So hers wasn't Mountbatten. But the original Mountbatten name is Philip's name. So we go back to the whole identity issue that Diana had with the royals, because this is why Prince William, if Kate is actually missing, like they're saying, she's not missing, she's placed somewhere, okay, out of the public eye, then he has a lot to do with this. This is her husband. She has children with him. There may have come a point where she's like, nah, I don't want to do this. I want no parts of this. Okay? They can't afford that. They can't afford the Duchess running out to the public, revealing what's going on behind the scenes. This would fuck up futuristic things that's coming to take place, with William having a role. Now, for many years, I've studied this. I've looked into this. I've read books concerning this. One of the books in particular I'll mention was written by this woman named Dr. Joy Pugh. The name of the book was called The Antichrist 666. Now, she discussed many things in this book, and for a very long time, I thought that there was a high possibility that Prince William would be the Antichrist. I am conflicted between he and Jared Kushner. I lean more towards Jared Kushner, but it doesn't X out Prince William. They both are creating peace in the Middle East, but Prince William is not of Jewish or said Jewish descent. Thank you, Patrice. So we fast forward. A body will be needed to sit in the Temple of Solomon. And usually when this takes place, the body needs to be a vessel. Okay? It would be easier for Satan to inhabit a body without a soul. So we hit the rewind button again. We go all the way back to Princess Diana saying that, she doesn't even remember when the baby was conceived. There was a lack of relations that took place between she and her husband, especially with that ceremony that I spoke on in the parts, which I'll speak on again, is called the Awakening of the Bride, okay? And what that is, this ceremony took place during the night of the wedding, and a lot of people were there, including Camilla. You have Prince Charles, you got Philip, you got the Queen Mother, you have Queen Elizabeth. A lot of people were there, okay? I'm going to say allegedly, but again, I always say if you take your time and look for it, you will find it. Yes, he is, Terry, yes. And there was an instrument that was brought out, and this instrument was long and very sleek, and it was very reptilian-like, carved very well, very ancient-like. And once inserted inside of the vag area, these prongs would protrude from it and pierce the walls, collecting the blood from a said woman who has not engaged in any activity using that area. Okay, that's the best way I can explain it. Yes, it's very Rosemary Baby like. And so this is called the awakening of the bride. And so you got to understand, money can call for many things. So if certain, I got to be very careful with how I say this. So if certain, hello, pink positive, positive pink, excuse me. So if there was a procedure that took place, and also in this instrument contained a substance. Now, it is said that once there was a mixture that was brought about, this is called Smex magic. This is whom the young lady Marina Abramovich, she introduces these things to celebrities in modern day, right? So there's nothing new under the sun. These things always take place. They always have. You know, they believe in that type of magic. That's what they do. Hi, Anda. And so after that took place, in this dish, there was put about the young lad, Prince William. Now, after that creation took place, you get where I'm going? Okay, because technology is so amazing. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do when they want to do it. So in comes Princess Diana being pregnant with Prince William. So she was very upset with this. She wasn't happy at all. She threw herself down the stairs. She wanted to go to the hospital. She wanted to get the fuck out of that area. They were kind of keeping her like, they were hovering over her exactly like Rosemary's Baby, right? Is it glitching now again? Every time I get serious and on a roll, it starts to act crazy. Is it still doing so? Okay, so yeah, oh wow, it's still doing it. Let's see. Okay, so it's fine now. Okay, so it's a whole string of things that would be associated with this family doing any and everything to keep their secrets. And you know, royalty has a way of keeping their wealth within their doors, and one of the ways that they do that is they believe in you know, you marry your brother, you marry your cousin, you marry whomever you need to marry that's immediate, so that we can continue. There are a lot of inbreds in the family. Thank you so much, Marvelous Martha. I appreciate that. There's many things that allows them to lock in their sickness. Okay, I used the reference of the movie Ready or Not, where that young lady was marrying into that wealthy family. She was so in love, but they were fucking. They had done committed to an oath to Satan, and the new coming bride had to pretty much fight her way to live in order to be a part of that family and have riches. This is the same shit, just on a different level. Okay, take away the cameras, take away the, lights, action, cut, remove all of that. This is real life. Kate has no association with royalty. So any morals that she had prior to getting with this family, it would have went all out the window, because when she's committed to it, there's no going back. You've been exposed to too much, So, and by the way, I have 500 people in here. If everyone sent me $1, I would be hood rich today. Okay? That's not a must, but it is appreciated. Thank you. But anyway, she has been exposed to many things already. So if she wants to leave, I'm willing to bet she's willing to leave without her children. Okay, understand, Princess Diana spoke on how the Windsors revealed themselves to her in their reptilian form. So I want to get back to what I mentioned earlier. Absolutely. So I want to get back to what I was mentioning earlier. We know that Queen Elizabeth is deceased. Now, right. I do think she's alive. She's just being reprogrammed. She's probably somewhere in a facility or in a nicely built underground shelling, and mine is zapped. She's being fed medication. She's being kept under wraps. It's it's a little bit more than what we think, and then they probably have a body double. And I agree, all of the photos that are shown, AI generated, deep fakes, anything to make us look like fools, because we are. That's exactly what we are. And this is why I speak on some of the things that I speak on, because you got to know how to spot it. But if you're not looking for it, because usually I'm called crazy, or people will say, "Are you okay? That's weird, that's strange," which makes it make more sense to me. But anyway, she's kept away somewhere. She's probably being reprogrammed. Thank you, Marvelous. I appreciate you. She's being zapped away in her mind, and by the time she resurfaces, goodness knows it may not even be her. Okay? So this is where we kind of go backwards one more time, and we understand that there's nothing new under the sun. We've seen these things take place with Diana. Okay? Kate's husband, which is Diana's son, Prince William, does not have a soul. And I don't mean that he's this god-awful person. He does not have the breath of life in him. How do you get the breath of life? When your father participates in relations with your mother, and that sperm travels to the egg, and they create a you, and it populates the earth, because that is what the Most High said. There is a such thing as creations not being of the Most High. Okay, this is why people have rituals and Smex magic, because Aleister Crowley and Madame Blavatsky and etc. There's another one, I can't think of his name. They have teachings, esoteric teachings, where they believe in the spirit cooking before, what's that lady's name? Marina Abramovich has spoken on. They believe in the mixture of bodily fluids in order to promote wealth and magic and power and everything. So the participation in these acts garners them more power and energy, and any and everything that they need, and what it would take to survive in the circle that they're in. They're not like you and I, not like your mom who gets up to go to work every day and earns a living like that, Thank you, greatness. I appreciate that. So it's kind of like you balance the whole situation, and kind of say like, well, you know what? Now that I know this, it makes sense as to why this took place. I do believe that since the Queen's death has occurred, like I said, entities inhabit these people in these high positions. That spirit got to go somewhere. That spirit has to go somewhere. It's going to travel. And why would it travel away from home? It has to stay in the house. You get what I'm saying? Now, it's not all about, thank you, Lexi. It's not all about Kate. Kate is being somewhere in a facility, mind being zapped because of her husband. Because of her husband. This is strictly because of her husband, allegedly. There is nothing else. It is because of her husband. Prince William has an assistant job when it comes to the end times. There are 4 major people that have a hand in the end times. One of them will be the Antichrist, and one of them will be the beast that gives the Antichrist power. And I'm going to tell you exactly what for. Hey, Belinda, that they are. It's Jared Kushner. There's Donald Trump. There's Prince William. And there's Elon Musk. Those four men are playing a major role in what's to come. Now, with someone having a job that big and you're married to them, would you every once in a while consider whether or not you want your soul to be with the Creator or amongst the madness that's going to take place? Yeah, I could say Bill Gates and Obama. That's just my top four personally. I do agree with all of you. That's just my top four that I've looked into and have seen, because it all has to go along with who is creating peace in the Middle East. Okay? And Jared Kushner is the number one stunner in that right now. He got it on lock so bad that the Saudis paid him, I believe, $6 billion. And Congress is trying to figure out why the fuck did they give him that much money. And we know why. And I forget his name, but I guess I'll call him Prince Muhammad. He has said that, he was grateful for Jared creating peace amongst the Israelis and the Palestinians. And so that's major, because that is the one job that the Antichrist is going to have, creating peace in the Middle East. And he would be of Jewish descent. Now, there are none of them that are of that except Jared. However, I believe Trump is the beast that gives the Antichrist power, which is Jared, because let me explain this in simpler form. Excuse me. Jared wouldn't have the position that he has had when Trump was running, which was a senior advisor, I believe. He wouldn't have had that position had it not been for Trump. Now, Trump took a lot of insight from Jared. Okay, the U.S. Embassy being in Jerusalem, him going back and forth to do peace treaties. It became a little bigger than what Trump was. And what made me pay attention to that was when the Saudis gave him $6 billion for that. And it's not a secret. Everybody knows the role that Trump is playing. For a long time, I'm definitely not a Biden fan, but I had a little love towards Trump, but that quickly stopped, because once I knew spiritually his role, I can't get jiggy with none of it. Was $2 billion. Okay, thank you. I can't get jiggy with that, But all of it is a circle. So in Prince William's case, a vessel needs to be used to sit on the throne for the Antichrist to call himself or declare himself as God. Thank you, T. So Prince William is going to have some type of role in this. Charles isn't going to reign forever. Let's be clear. William was groomed for this, for a reason. Definitely for a reason. They had to get Diana up out of here. A mother's love would have the ability to whisper in her son, no matter the age, his ear, and speak love and remind you of, lilies and flowers and sunshine and the birds chirping, as opposed to hearing what you are programmed to do. You better believe Prince William has a chip in him. It doesn't mean that he is the Antichrist, but he has a role. See, everyone has a role to get the Antichrist there. Somebody got to sit in that seat. So, not saying that she's not aware of this. Listen, you got to know that she's there. She's at the meetings. She's told to sit there poised and pretty, to not even speak unless spoken to. And usually when she's spoken to, she has to look at her husband. She has to look at her soon-to-be king first before she can respond. So if she's speaking out on a lot of things, that has taken place, just like Diana did. Thank you, baby G. Just like Diana did, then she was taken somewhere to be programmed. And you can say programmed or you can say reprogrammed. But she was taken there to get her mind right. Okay, now according to us, her mind won't be right. But according to them, her mind will be right. So every photo you're seeing right now, the videos, the closer you look, I have a photo on one of the series I was doing on her about an hour ago where her hair is blowing in the wind. It doesn't even look realistic, It's time to understand that this shit is so deep. Let me tell you a story about something else so that we can see how far back this goes. Okay? There's a gentleman here on TikTok somewhere. I forget his name. His name is John. He has said that he is the original John Kennedy Jr. and that after his father was unalived, he was replaced. And that young guy that grew up to be JFK Jr. is not really JFK Jr. Took me a very, very long time to let that information saturate in my mind. Okay, greetings, Journey On. And I absolutely 100% believe him. Okay? He has photos. He has specific dates. He has souvenirs. He does not sound like he's searching for clout or pay. It is universal law that truth be revealed. Okay? I can't think of his name, but I want to say the real John F. Kennedy Jr., the real JFK Jr., or something like that. He seems very genuine. So I mentioned that to say higher ups, upper echelon, Hollywood, the elites, the circle, the craft, whatever you want to call them nowadays, they work with a power out of this world. So if they want something to happen, understand it will happen. Okay? There's another young lady on here that speaks on her son, which is a twin to her other son, being taken and now being raised by Sandra Bullock. I 100% absolutely believe her. Okay? Princess Diana said that there was one night where she was terrified and the Queen Elizabeth, thank you, Marvelous, and Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip revealed themselves where they shed their skin and showed themselves in their reptilian form. I 100% absolutely believe her. Listen, we do not wrestle with flesh and blood. They aren't people. Satan and his goons, through generations, they become things to reign forever. And what I mean by that is we don't even have planets. Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, Venus, Mars, Neptune, said Pluto, Earth, whatever the fuck. I probably missed one. It doesn't matter. They don't exist. Only Earth exists. So what that is to keep the names of fallen ones alive. Zeus would be another name for Jupiter, or is it Saturn? Mercury is another name for Green Lantern. It's so deep that I would sound like a fool talking about it. So I have to speak about it in spurts, because it makes me have a headache. So it's so much that the mind may not be able to take that. Oh no, I didn't speak on Keith Quigley. You know? So, the mind, yes, absolutely. Thorn. So, Apollyon, which, by the way, Trump has adorned him all over his towers and in his offices, as well as Jared. Jared Kushner has a building called 666 Fifth Park Avenue, which his father almost lost, which is he's in jail now for tax evasion. But this is why, well, the Saudis gave Jared the $2 billion, and this is what he did with some of the money. He paid to have the building still kept in his family's, way of living. He didn't want the family business to go down, so he kept it, and that's how he helped pay for it. Now, in this building, 666 Fifth Park Avenue, there is a office that is dedicated and specially designed for Satan. It has his name on the door. The little name tag out there, it has his name out there. And inside this office is decor, 24 karat gold, nothing but the best. And it has visuals of Apollyon. Okay? So, there's a lot of things that's going on. So it's not far-fetched to believe that she could have been taken somewhere and reprogrammed to totally forget everything that she's ever learned, that she's ever seen. Thank you, Ashley, and that she's ever experienced. Princess Diana has gone through many things similar. She just had the balls and the courage to speak slightly loud about it once she got away. When you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle, it may be hard to break away. You may think you may not have anything. Where would you go? Then you have someone like Harry who decides to take the leap and the jump because he wants to separate himself, allegedly, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. But it's a circle. It's a circle. And yes, he was very, very smart. And with him doing this, and understand, a lot of people were blowing up about Meghan Markle and she's the first black princess. No, she's not. It was someone that existed prior to Queen Elizabeth, which the crown was stolen, but that's a story for another day. I don't want to burst your bubble, but as dark as Meghan looks, and it definitely looks like someone had their hand in the cookie jar, she's not black. Okay? Her father is of European descent. You are of your father. Whatever your father's bloodline is, that's what you are. Okay? The Most High said that. Now, Jewish tradition, and by that I mean Yiddish, they go off of the mother. Okay? They go off of the mother. Now, the Most High said you don't go off the mother, you go off of your father. Let's see. Let me get you up out of here because I don't know who the hell you talking to. Understand what I'm saying. Some people might have gotten offended when I said that. They're saying she's half black. Listen, I'm as black as they come. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I don't want you to think that I'm saying this in a hateful way. Yes, you can, Chosen. Her father is of European descent. The energy source that created this world says your bloodline is of your father. Okay? That is who your bloodline derives from. You are of your father. And her father is of European descent. Now, her mother is black. Okay? It's not to be mean. I'm just telling you what the Creator said. This is how and why he didn't want certain things to take place amongst the mixture of the nations. And I'm not going to say races, because races is where you get confused. He didn't want the mixture of nations to take place. Okay? So some people are being very, very, the word isn't ignorant, but once you know, right? So she's not black, okay? And it's not to make black an issue. What it is throughout the bloodline, you figure out who is related or of relation to who, right? It's the bloodline. So either through her mother's bloodline, she was chosen. Understand what I'm saying? And the reason why is because the Most High honors you through the Father's bloodline. The world, the elites, Satan's army wants you to go through your mother's bloodline. So that's what the fuck they did. Understand what I'm saying? Do you understand now why Princess Diana was, not so happy about Prince William coming into this world? She understood the bloodline. She understood why her bloodline was needed. She was a birthing chamber, and it may sound disrespectful, but it's not. I gotta say allegedly, but this is the reality of this, that they don't really want you to hear about. Young women. Me, as I was growing up, I wanted to be a princess. A queen. I don't think so. Because if I did, I would want to reign like Gaddafi. I would want to reign like David did in the beginning. And don't let that comment with Gaddafi go over your head. Gaddafi was a good soul. They got to get rid of the heroes. You understand that? Exactly. And see, that's what confuses the masses. The world, and when I say the world, I mean worldly. The worldly things and people behind the scenes go by their mother's bloodline. It's never supposed to be the mother's bloodline. It is always supposed to be the father's bloodline. So again, like I was talking about Gaddafi, because I was saying no matter how the media portrays him, that's not what it was. Listen, they were afraid of us catching on to how things could be done. Free healthcare, he had it set up to where if you gave birth, you came home you had money for a house, you had money, you were given a check just because you gave birth. Usually over here, you give birth in a hospital, you get billed. He sent you home with a check. You went to school. If you were married, newlyweds got a brand new home. Listen, they didn't take them out because of why they said they took them out. They took them out because they didn't want us catching on that shit can be done like this. The jails, the crime rate was extremely low, and if it was, what existed was they weren't locked behind bars. They were really rehabilitated. Absolutely awakened. Yes. He had his own banking. He was showing you that things could be done. So when they put him on the news and they show how badly beaten and taken and unalived he was, it's a shame, because they don't want these things to be shown to the people. If we see it, then we see that it can be done. That's right, they didn't have no homeless people. They didn't have anything fucked up, because he truly took care of his people. It reminds me, let's go biblically a little bit. Thank you, Lil Jim. It reminds me of the story of King Saul and King David. Let's say the United States is King Saul, right? King Saul was a good king. He ruled in his time. And then the Most High sent Samuel to go after King David, right? Well, Saul wasn't having it. He like, who this? Let's break it down into terms that maybe some of us can understand. Who this little dude think he is coming over here trying to take my crown? I'm gonna see how this work out. Saul was known to defeat thousands of warriors as he was fighting and would go to war. Meanwhile, the Most High blessed David to slew tens of thousands. And so this bothered Saul, So Saul had it out for David, the Most High had favor in David, so David was going to reign anyway. So, David kind of got tired of the bull crap and was like, Lord, excuse me, I don't use the word Lord, and I'll explain that later. But David was a little aggravated, and he was like, you know what? While he was out there hiding from King Saul, because King Saul wanted to kill him. So he was like, you know what? I need you to bring him to me, because I need him to see that I'm not the one to play with. As long as you got my back, I need to show him something. That's right, Miss Ask About Me. That's why I wanted to refrain from using it. Thank you, and hallelujah. Yes, bless you. So excuse me, not I. David and his crew was already out there in the caves and whatnot. So King Solomon set out to go search for him. So upon their search, King Solomon had to use the bathroom, and the lucky, I try not to. If I catch myself, I try to refrain and say it out loud, that I didn't mean to. But King Solomon had to use the bathroom. And so he goes in there to use the bathroom, and he lifts his garment to do such, and King David slices the bottom of his garment. And as Solomon and his crew walk out the cave, David comes running behind him like, hey, bruh, listen, I could have got you if I wanted to. I asked y'all to bring you to me because I want to tell you to leave me alone. He brought you right to my hands, and I could have done things to you if I chose to. But I decided to have mercy upon you. So go somewhere. Let me be king. Let me do what I do. You had your time. Let me reign. We, the United States, was King Saul, and Gaddafi was King David. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what the favor was? When you do what's right, right comes along with it. But everybody has a role they have to play. And that, of course, was Gaddafi's role. Hey, exes! That was Gaddafi's role. Thank you, greatness. So, the United States, we got a lot of things going on, and the people who are running the scenes for us, the high ones, the bigger, the opportunists, the ones that are money hungry, the ones who run the banking systems, all of that, healthcare, all of the things that we need that should be free. I still to this day don't know who in charge of saying you need to send me a water bill. Who the fuck is in charge of water? It's beyond things that we think about. Well, I don't say amen because it gives thanks to Amun Ra after you've prayed to the Creator and asked Yahweh for whatever it is, or given him thanks or praised his name, and then you seal the prayer off giving thanks to Amun Ra, which is saying amen or amen. It's not really something that's taught. You got to think Egyptian culture. A lot of black people love to cling to Egyptian culture, but it's not you. There's a difference between the Negro and the Egyptian. The Most High told many of the Negroes to stay away from the Egyptians. How do you know them? You know them by their hair. You understand? It's so deep that we tend to label it a race thing. It's not a race thing. It's the nation. Those people, as beautiful and smart as they were, they didn't get their smarts from the Most High. They got it from the fallen ones. Why do you think those huge pictures and paintings on the walls where they have some holding the little people by their hair? Those are giants. The sky people, they called them. They came down, the fallen ones. They took on form. They ended up having sex with these women and creating children. This is why we got to stop. Black people, we love to claim something. Don't claim that. If whatever race want to claim that, let them claim that shit. That's not you. The difference is in the hair. He's telling you who you are and what's going on, but we still want to be a part of what we think is greatness. That's not greatness. That's why, they suffered under some sort of punishment during a small part of time. We look alike. We do. They absolutely do look alike. But they worshipped Baal, and Molech, and statues, and they did a lot of things that the Most High hated. So when you want to be a part of something, look into what you're trying to be a part of. Okay, let them people stay how they were. All right. So, I don't want to get off topic. I don't know why I went into that, but it's still a big circle. Like I said, we go back, and there's nothing new under the sun. So we got Kate, who was just, and right now, I'm going to tell you something. I will say this, and you take it how you take it. If you feel the need to pray for her, then you can, because that's the only thing that's going to release her. She cannot pray for herself. When you are a part of Satan's army, this is what Wendy Williams is going through too. She does not have the ability to snap out of it through prayer and knowing the Creator's name. Listen, there is power in that. If they have zapped the mind to where you can't, your free will is gone. This is why free will is so important, that the Creator gives you this. He lets you decide on whether you choose him or if you choose the other side. That's why there is no riding of the fence. You can't worship man and mammon. You will hate one and love the other. There is no going back and forth. You know what I mean? You don't, once you choose, you goodness knows you better snap out of it before it's too late. Or somebody, you know how the term they say, I got a praying grandmother. Somebody got to be praying for you 1,000 miles an hour, because there is power in that name, Yahuwah, right? His name isn't God. That's a title. So if you choose to pray for her, or people like Wendy, understand that most of them were aware of what they were getting into. But who are you to judge? Who am I to judge? If you choose to pray for these people, then do so. Because they don't have the ability to do it for themselves. And this is why they surround them or isolate them. They surround them with other members of the elite, and they isolate them from their family members. I always say, Wendy goes home to her family, her sister gonna cook her some good macaroni and cheese and some chicken and some potato salad, and they're gonna sit around and look at her legs and go in there and get some ointment and rub on it. That's love. They're gonna have a real love down situation. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to probably have a glass of wine, and they're going to have a moment. That's love. Sister going to whisper in sister ear, baby, let's just pray about it. Let's get up out of this. That's a possibility. Or even her father, even her niece, her son. There's a such thing as speaking life into people. They can't have that. They got to take that away. They got to remove that from her. Take her to the wellness center, zap her fucking mind, keep her medicated and loaded. Don't put no food in the refrigerator. Break her fucking mind to where she forgets she even has money. This is real life. It doesn't get any deeper than this. So it's not that you care about these celebrities. If you feel the need, then yes, definitely pray for them in particular, Wendy Williams and Kate Middleton, because they cannot do it for themselves. Their free will is gone. This is why you have to be important with organizations you joining sisterhoods and taking oaths. This is why the Most High hates oath takers. If you take an oath, you're swearing to that organization. That's where your love lies. That's your loyalty. So they've chosen where their loyalty lies. So, Satan is the father of the devices. He owns the ability of technology, devices. This ain't nothing I'm telling you. This is what the Most High talk about. Just pick up your Bible. It ain't in church. I ain't saying don't go to church, but the preacher reads, he gives you motivational speech. He picks pieces from the Bible and begins the sermon off of that. You must read it from front to back. Even the Apocrypha, the missing books. That's where the truth is, you know. But anyways, Kate has been exposed to many things. All right. You don't get to have a status of being a princess, soon to be queen. If something happens to Prince Charles, which goodness knows he will not reign long, William will be right in that seat. And so, again, Kate may not want to fill these shoes. And if she's lashing out or speaking on it, you think they won't come in there and drag her back to that 2,000 square foot fucking room and close the blinds and give her 2 tablets and some water and there, rest now. Think of Rosemary's Baby. It's fucking crazy. Now, I don't know. I gotta say allegedly, but it's not far-fetched, okay? It's not your ordinary fairy tale. This is more sinister than what we think, you know. William's mother understood what her son was. His name, I always talk about names. I did the story on Jean Benet, and you break down what names mean. John, of course, would mean, potty, a potty, or the handler of a woman of the night. Okay, a client of the woman of the night. Patsy, we know what a patsy is, like a scapegoat, someone who would take the fall, very naive. And we have Burke, which means to murder, to strangle, to unalive. And then you have Jean Benet. It's very, 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 very important that you understand when you look into things like this, everything has a connection. Kate means pure, blessed. William has a meaning, a very special meaning. Will I am that I am. What should we say when they ask us what God, who sent you? Who sent you? Who are you? You tell them that I am that I am. So, she didn't call him Wills because it was a cute nickname. She refused to call him William. She didn't name her child. She had no say-so in his fucking name. She didn't even have a say-so in where the fuck he was going to be born. Usually a prince isn't born in a hospital. Understand that. She flew her ass down those stairs for a reason. She wanted to get the fuck out of there and go to a hospital. She didn't want to eat their food no more. She didn't want their personal doctor. She was the vessel, exactly. She was just the body. Learn what first? Hold on, let me go back to what you said. Oh. I'm sorry. But, yeah, it's absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay, thank you, Natalie. I'll keep that in mind. That makes a lot of sense. What are you dead serious about? Were you talking to me? I didn't get what you said. About what? What did I say that you need to? Oh, okay. I can dig that. Well, I don't need to learn that first if that's what you want to teach. I'm sure you have a platform that has a live and you can insert that. But until then, I haven't gotten there. I don't know if that's... Well, you know what? Speaking of, I don't know if Kate is male. But I know a lot of the royals are... Well, I don't think she was disrespect. I think she wants to get her point across, but it's like she's angry. Like, I don't know. I said a lot of things, and if I didn't mention that part, like, you can always talk about it yourself, but it doesn't mean that I'm not spreading truth. If you're still here, I'm sure you learned a lot in this session. But I totally get what you're saying, because I do believe many, 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 many of them prior to Kate were men. But I'm not going to delve into that at this moment, because that's usually how my live gets reported, and I ain't the one. We're not going to suckle me into that conversation. People know how I feel about that. We're going to move on. So, hold on. Let me get you up out of here, because I don't know what you so angry about. Okay, you freed Palestine. Yeah, yeah. All right, there you go. You're blocked. So you guys can follow her, and she can go on her live and add that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to add this to my Rumble. So, no problem. Thank you. So yeah, it's just all about the act, what you choose to, you know what? I don't know. What made you say that, Iraq Uggs? What made you say that? That's interesting. Um, hmm. I don't know. That's very interesting. My name on Rumble is Gab Gifted. Gab Gifted. Yeah, I should have. I'm gonna try to put the link up here. Which is weird. It was on my page, and then when I got banned, they took it down. So I have to go on my Rumble to look for it and put it up there. Thank you, Shara. All right, so that's pretty much it. I think that I had on this subject, and I'm sorry, I kind of went off, into different areas, but it's really all connected. And no problem, greatness. I appreciate y'all for coming in. Again, there is my Cash App. If you are feeling very giving, then I am feeling needy. $1 helps, and $1 is a wonderful gift to give. It's highly appreciated. I'll be back probably sometime tomorrow. I have to work tonight, so that means I need to get me some rest. I will be posting this on Rumble. Yeah, definitely my Cash App, Darren. I don't know what's funny. It's 700 people in here. $1 from each person would be beautiful. I give great information. It's not necessary, but it is appreciated. But yeah, so that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. This will be on Rumble. I appreciate y'all coming in. If you've missed any of it, I covered a little bit of it in a series that I do have on my page. Oh, thank you. Never Too Skinny. I appreciate you. I do. Thank you very much. Very, very much. I appreciate anyone who has sent me a Cash App. I can't access it right now. I do have my phone on Do Not Disturb. So if I get a call while I'm doing, don't give over 600, report you to I know that's right. Okay. Well, yeah, just whatever's appreciated, y'all. Don't exceed over 6. But hey, Life of Sam, you missed the whole live. But I'm gonna post it on Rumble. Jeez Louise. So the last Rumble that I did that got me taken down, well, suspended for about a week and a half, was on Shannon Sharp. So I did one story on that. I tried to minimize that and maximize it at the same time, so that we could get what I was trying to give on the live. But yeah, so hopefully this should be posted within an hour. It'll take a while for this one to download or upload itself to my TikTok. So what title of the I am able to go live on Rumble. I was just trying to get most of the followers from here to join my Rumble. That would really, really set me off. Being that I have hundreds of thousands here, that would probably help me be able to quit my day job, but we'll see. I try not to, I want people to come because they're interested. The name of the Rumble is Gab Gifted. I'm going to put it in my bio in about maybe 5 minutes as soon as I get off of here. And hopefully it'll allow you guys to go there. I had a link for it before, but, I don't know. When I got banned, they took it away. So I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great day. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Maybe you can message me and give me some ideas, but I'll think of something. So take care, and I appreciate the gifts and all the cash apps. Bye. I wish we could meet up with you at a coffee shop, too. That would be so dope. That would be dope. With everybody, right? Might need to get a show that consists of drinking coffee in a coffee shop talking to y'all. That would be kind of cool. This is exciting. We'll talk about that. Love you back.